Throughout our lives as human beings, we go through many different types of interactions with all sorts of things. Some of these interactions might be you hanging out with your closest friends. Hi guys.
We also have interactions with our roommates.
Hi, roomie.
Or maybe our interactions are with that special someone. In an ecosystem, organisms just like us have interactions with each other and different organisms every day. Sometimes these interactions are organisms eating each other. Sometimes they help each other out. And sometimes they do a little bit of both. These interactions between organisms are called symbiosis. Now there are different terms for different types of symbiosis. We're going to look at 5 different types of symbiosis and look at the ways that organisms interact with each other. One type of symbiosis is competition. Competition is usually a win-lose scenario. One organism is competing with another organism for similar resources. An example of competition in the wild would be like a chipmunk and some birds fighting over the exact same food source. Call this a win-lose situation because the winner gets a nice meal while the loser goes hungry. The second type of symbiosis is called predation. An example of predation, or where one organism is eating another one, would be this fierce lioness eating a zebra. Predation is also a win-lose scenario. You can probably guess why. The third type of symbiosis is called commensalism, where one organism benefits and the other's kind of unbothered by it. Thanks for the shade, pal. Wish I could do something for you. An example of this in the wild would be a bird building its nest in a tree. The bird gets protection and shelter, but it doesn't really hurt the tree and it doesn't really help it. It's kind of a win-neutral situation. The fourth type of symbiosis is parasitism. This is a big win-lose situation. One organism benefits while the other one is harmed big time. An example of this happening in the wild is a parasite that eats the tongue of a fish and lives there. So the fifth and final type of symbiosis is mutualism, the most wholesome of all types of symbiosis. An example of mutualism happening in the wild is the honeybee and the flower. This is a win-win situation. The honeybee gets nectar, which it needs to make sweet, sweet honey. And the flower gets pollinated, which it needs to make more seeds for future generations. So there you have it, the 5 different types of symbiosis. We've got competition, predation, commensalism, parasitism, and mutualism. Hopefully you are putting some mutualism out into the world today.